All right, for today, we are on the last day of Rules Cyclopedia. We got 2 videos today. This one's going to be a twofer. Everybody last week convinced me, hey, you need to talk about treasure. Don't skip treasure. Fine, I'm gonna talk about treasure and then jump into Planes of Existence. That's right, Dungeons and Dragons, Planes of Existence. If you're a Planescape fan, I doubt this is going to be as deep as that. If you're more like me and you're a Manual of the Planes fan from first edition, well, it's probably not even going to be that deep either. But we'll find out here in just a moment. Right there, we got the book. Go full screen. Yeah. It is going to be a little difficult for me to read chat while I'm doing this. I'll do the best that I can. And where are we? Oh, did I miss campaigning also? Huh. I wonder if I was supposed to cover all of this in the Dungeon Master section. Well, anyway, let's go hit treasure. We skip a lot of DM stuff because it's a whole different animal. Wow, this is a lot on treasure. Holy crap, I'm not reading all this. God. Oh, my Lord. Where are the treasure charts? The charts are what we really want to look at, right? There we go. Now we're talking about treasure. Yeah, dang sure I'm not reading all that. All right, fine. Oh, we got it. We will definitely read this beginning part, though. All right, before play starts, players should agree. Slide over, dang it. Players should agree on how they intend to divide up treasure from each adventure. Everything goes to the thief, and what he wants everybody else to have, that's what they get. Isn't that the standard method? D&D method? So, note that D&D game has no hard and fast rule for how players should divide their character's treasure. That decision is best left up to each game group. Be honest with you, what I've found in most of the groups I played in, not to be fair, I played 2nd edition AD&D. I didn't play basic. But was just to split it down the middle, and any extras went to whoever they thought, if there's like 1 gold left over or something like that, that would go to somebody, I have played in a couple groups where we kept a group pot, and basically it was some big communist commune that if you needed something, you just took what you needed, as long as you told everybody about it. I've seen different styles. As a basic rule to keep in mind, however, the division of treasure should not be based on the amount of work done by different characters. Bull. Sorry. Can't agree with that. Now, I'm not talking about failing rolls. I'm talking about that if you do one thing for your character and like, dude, we need your help. My character wouldn't help in this situation. Then no. Fighters will usually be more active than others, and thieves may have little to do. Though the thief player may play his role well, there may be a few traps to deal with. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But each character risked danger in search of treasure, and each did special work as needed. The character should not be penalized if his special skills were seldom needed in this adventure. Now, this actually, how it's explaining this, I agree with completely. Don't adjust treasure shares because one character was unable to do much this time around. In the next adventure, he may be the key player. Yep, I agree with that. Magical treasure. Oh, I just zoomed in on the wrong one. There we go. The presence of magical treasure in a horde often complicates the process of dividing treasure. Typically, characters divide magical treasure amongst themselves first, and those who receive magical treasure receive less normal treasure. As a rule of thumb, permanent magical items such as a magical sword or ring are considered worth more than temporary magical items such as a potion or scroll. Well, okay, again, I understand why the rule's there. To me, that's common sense, but I've also been playing for many, many years, so maybe for a new player, I get it. Items that are temporary but that can be used many times, such as a wand, are usually counted as permanent items unless a spell they cast of little significance or usefulness. I don't know if Basic has a methodology of recharging wands. I know in 2nd edition you could recharge a wand. I don't know if Basic has that. Party members may come to a consensus on who should get what, all without rolling. For example, if the characters capture a treasure hoard that includes a magical sword and 2 of the party's fighters already have magical swords, while a third does not, sorry about that, the third fighter gets it. If the hoard includes a magical ring that bears the family crest of one of the character's clans, they may think it's only right that this character gets the ring. Okay, I am not diving into all the ways that you can randomly do treasure at your table. I care more about the treasure tables. Okay. So we are going to read that this part. Random treasure choice. To determine a monster's treasure at random, which is the most fun way. Now, to be fair, I like it as a player, not as a dungeon master. Can anybody in chat tell me why you think that is? Something I've talked about a few times. I'm actually going to wait a moment to see if you guys can answer that. But as a player, I like random choice. I like the idea that my character, let's say I'm playing some sort of archer type character, and there are no bows or magic arrows or anything like that. I kind of like that. It's like, archer never gets anything. No, or at the flip side, like, man, there are 3 things I can use. Really, can I wear the ring of protection and the cloak of elven kind and the what is it, the girdle of masculinity, femininity? Because of course I have to have that, right? But no, there's I kind of like that random nature to it. Where, oh yay, we got 10,000 copper pieces. The hell are we supposed to do with that? Nobody wants to carry all that? Okay, let's scroll down. I will keep reading. So, random treasure checklist. Oh, that's right. I can't. Now I can zoom in. Find the monster treasure type. This is listing the statistics given for each monster in Chapter 14, and we talked about monsters last week. Each treasure type lists a letter or a combination of letters. Look at the treasure type tables. Find the lines corresponding to the treasure type letter codes. Read across the lines to find the possible types of treasure. Note that both parts of each table should be checked for treasure possibilities. Each type will give a percentage followed by a range of numbers. Roll percentile dice against the chance shown in each column. If the number shown or less is rolled, this type of treasure is in the trove. Woohoo! Go to step 4. If the roll is above, there is no treasure of this type. All right, well, let's see, what page is this? 237 or 227 for me? Well, let's just scroll back. Let's go find some monsters. Let's just go find a monster that we murderfied. God, where's a monster? I need monsters. Okay, changing. Oh, that's right. I forgot that this chapter tricked us. We don't want a whale. Oh, we killed a giant weasel. Does it even have treasure? Has treasure type V. All right, let's look at what treasure type V is. I killed a giant weasel. Hey, by the way, in the old version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Palladium Books, killing a weasel is actually pretty difficult. And anybody who's played that game knows what I'm talking about. Oh, I said, I already forgot what page. We're just going to scroll. I always do that. I always forget what page. I say it out loud and I still forget it. There we go. Okay, treasure type V. Okay, so no copper. All right, so 10% chance. Where the hell are my percentile dice? They're there. So if we see V right here, can I zoom in one more tick? I can. All right, that's what you're gonna have to get that. So here's treasure type V. So apparently weasels are smart. They don't keep any copper. For some reason, they do have the possibility of keeping some real money, though. I don't know why. But all right, do we have any silver? 10% chance. It's gonna be a rough one. And I rolled a 50. Nope. All right, does he have any electrum pieces? Lord knows we need more 31. Only had a 5% chance there. All right, gold pieces. Come on, baby. 10% chance of gold pieces. You can do it. Weasel, give me gold. 74. Nope. And platinum. This was a rich. Nope. 49. All right. Oh, but then there's gems and jewelry. Oh, I just lost one of my D10s. My cat's going to eat it. Well, that's lovely. I have another one in here. Just dropped a D10 on the floor. Okay, still can do it. Still has the percentage on one and the number on the other. All right, we got gems. 10% chance for 1d2 gems. 49. All right, jewelry. 10% chance for a d4 jewels. Oh, 19. That was so close. Thought it said 10 at first. I was like, yes, it did not. It said 19. 5% chance of a special treasure. It swallowed a sword. 68. And magical items. 5% chance of any one. And I got 4. This weasel has a magic item. All right, well, 5% chance of any one. So remember, it did say do both, right? So we did both. Weasel had a magic item on it. All right, so to roll, we did that. So the die roll part 2. Okay, modifying results. We don't want to do that right now. Treasure in layers versus treasure carried. When the treasure type is given in letter from A to O, that treasure is only found in a monster's lair. The treasure type is given from P to V, treasure carried by the monster. Okay, so apparently it ate it, or somebody put it on its ear or something. I don't know what's going on. But this weasel had a magic item. Okay, determining treasure example. We did that already. I want my treasure, dang it. Average treasure values. So if you roll treasure type A, your average amount is going to be 17,000 gold pieces for the party. Now, it could be more or less. Let's actually see what A says. I mean, look at all these. 25% chance of a bunch of copper, 25% chance of, 1d2 platinum. Where are you getting all that? Is it down here? Oh, there you go, gems. Oh, God, okay, and magic items. That's why it's so high. 50% chance of jewelry, a 66. Between 6 and 36. What's the average of that? Like 21, I think? Wow, pieces of jewelry. I want my magic items. So coins, gems. Magic items. There's jewelry. By the way, we're not going through all of this. We were going to be very quick on the treasure side. Damage jewelry, special magic items. Here we go. All right. Ooh, get to roll another percentile roll. How did a weasel have a magic item? Oh, mein Gott. All right, guys. I got a 16. So it's a potion. He's just one. He's like one of those what were those Saint Bernard dogs? They on the cartoons that always come and rescue people in the snow. It was just happened to be a giant weasel this time, not a Saint Bernard, and it's got its little barrel here of potion. Okay, so magic item potions. Ooh, look at all those. I got a cough again. But let's finish up the potion first. And I got a 89. 89. Ooh, a strength potion. There we go. And then we can look up strength potion in here somewhere. Boop, boop. Oh my god. Potion descriptions. All right, there's running. Let's read. Giant control merging. What is this? Strength. The user's strength score becomes 18, and the user immediately gains all applicable bonuses. Notice it didn't say for a temporary. A temporary bonus. So is that permanent? It can't be permanent. It's a potion. Okay, so that means that there's probably some rule up in here. There's potion of heroism at the beginning of the potion section. Maybe dragon control. Potions, page 229. Okay. I don't know how long a potion lasts. Oh, here we go. Potions. Will affect duration unless stated otherwise. The effect of potion lasts 7 to 12 turns. 1d6 plus 6 turns. Remember, each turn is 10 minutes. So there you go. It lasts from 70 to 120 minutes. Only the DM should know the exact duration. I love this game. Oh, I love this game. I mean, you're like, I got it. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. Ah! As it fades away. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's fun. Usually the entire contents of a vial is a single dose, so that means that Weasel had one potion on him. How does a weasel... I mean, it is a giant weasel. I get it, but was it stuck to his fur? Like a burr or something? What the hell? Alright. So, what does it say for multiple potions? If a character drinks a potion while another potion is still in effect, that character will become sick and will be unable to do anything. Oh, by the way, I love multiple potion tables that cause weird effects. And there's some third-party products that do that. I think a couple of Dungeons & Dragons magazines do that. There's another thing that I do in my games. Because I recognize that I keep characters poor, I have the expired potion table. Oh, yes. Hold on. I might have something for you, young man. Comes back out. Dust goes flying everywhere. He's like... I was told this is a healing potion. It's one of those you look at where it's like clear liquid on the top and you got like chunks of green flakes on the bottom or something. I was told it's a healing potion. Instead of the normal 100 gold that it would cost, 5 gold. I hope it works for you. And then I've got a nice little table of does it or does it not? To be fair, the table is actually pretty generous to the characters. If I remember correctly, it's like a 60% chance of working as intended. There's also a 5 or 10% chance of it having extra power. Like it's set like fine fermented wine. But then there are the other, like the 30-35% that is, uh-oh. So, yeah. But that's all house rule type stuff. Anyway, you get the idea of rolling on the treasure chart. We did a nice simple one. We looked at the potions. I think it's time to go talk about planes of existence. If anybody really wanted me to cover treasure more than that, sorry, but I mean, there's a lot of information here. Most of it is about the treasure, and I kind of talked about, hey, I think we talked about the important part, whereas the party needs to, discuss it. So, and look. What other time in your life can you say that a giant weasel got you a potion of strength? Just saying. Oh, this is a lot of pages. Making huge magical items. Yeah, Grimtooth's traps. I can't stand those. Campaigning. I completely forgot about this chapter. Somehow I feel like a note card in my list got thrown away. I bet you today was supposed to be treasure and campaigning. Now, it is very fair or possible that when I was going through, I just looked at these chapters and said that they are not relevant to what we normally talk about or want to talk about. I kind of find that weird for campaigning. I think this is probably a really important chapter. Unfortunately, I already made too many declarations that were done. So it's possible that I did want to skip this. I just don't know what I was thinking when I did that. Maybe I skimmed through it. It's like, there's not enough important stuff here. But it's got a chapter on campaigning. So this book has everything. I'm telling you guys, this book has everything. If you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan and don't have to be stuck with, first of all, you're not stuck with just your favorite edition, which for me is second edition, or you're, you're not just, I only play the WotC versions or whatever. You cannot go wrong with Rules Cyclopedia. You just can't. Let me take a swig of water. Hey, crafting